Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Open Topic. I'm your host, Hamad Ali. As you guys know, we do podcasts with different background people to learn about their life experiences. And today I'm super excited to have a very special guest. Her name is Dharma Hornbeck. Dharma is a licensed body piercer and an artist from Oklahoma. What an amazing about her is that when most kids were playing with toys, she was already doing a research on how to become a body piercer. So let's dive into the podcast and get to know her in her own words. So welcome to the open topic, Dharma, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How does it feel to be on your first ever podcast?
It's nice. It's fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Stepping up for sure.
So, before we begin to the question, Dharma, could you please introduce yourself to our audience in your own words so they can get to know you better?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I'm a body piercer and artist from Oklahoma. I'm 21 years old. I started all of this very young. My mom was an artist, and my dad does his own kind of arts as well. So, kind of everyone in my family has their own little like niche things that they do. And so, I kinda just picked up on all of that instead of having friends growing up, and so I just had hobbies and stuff that I learned how to do, and so, just all kinds of different weird little things that I love to do. The main ones, obviously, body piercing, sculpting, painting I love to do. I love making music. I just keep that to me usually, though, but, I've always been huge into music, and I just kinda I don't know, just do whatever feels right to me, whatever wherever my mind takes me.
That is such a great introduction. So, Dharma, you were raised by parents who always encourage you to follow your dreams no matter how wild they seem.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
how did those kind of supportive parents help you to become who you are today?
I think honestly, that's I owe them probably the majority of the pull through that I've made. They have been there since my whole life, obviously, but it was probably not easy raising me. I have a lot of my own, like, mental issues and everything, and so they did an incredible job, and I was definitely a weird child, and so they never made me feel weird about that, like, I could go to school and feel bad and alone and everything, but then I could always go home and have my weird little family to love me no matter what, and so I definitely love having them and love knowing that there's always gonna be someone there at least to be like, "Just do it," you know? Like, my dad, he's a photographer, he makes horror films, he does, like, tech and everything, like, he drives his dream cars and everything, like, and when I was born, he was just around my age and just starting out as well, and so I've watched him do that himself, and I think that's definitely what gave me the drive that I had so young because I was like, "Oh, yeah, you can just do it." Like, like, you don't have to just dream it. You can just kinda go do whatever you feel like doing and make it happen, so
I love that. And it's incredible. So, at almost 9 year old, you started researching body piercing. Do you remember what exactly caught your attention so early?
So, definitely the first, like, piercings I ever really saw were on my parents, actually. My dad has his ears stretched, and my mom had, like, all her whole ears done, her tongue done, all kinds of stuff, and they all had tattoos and everything, and I thought they were so fucking cool, and I was like I have to do that as soon as possible. So I was like drawing tattoos as like a little kid, being like, I'm gonna get this one. And I loved doing like the temporary tattoos, and I would always like draw little piercings on because I saw them with them. And then I think around 9-ish, I saw a clip from the Jenny Jones show in the 90s. And it was a girl named, I think it was like Kim, something like that, and she was so cute and so badass, and she had, like, made her own clothes and done all her own piercings and done her own hair and everything, and I was like, "I wanna be just like her," and so I, like, started researching piercings and how to get into it and what's good, bad, how to start out with it, and learning everything I could before getting to the age where I could actually, like, get into a shop where as soon as I graduated high school, I did somehow make my way into a shop immediately.
Amazing, really amazing. And you said you like me, school was not a place for me either, and I do not have many friends. So for you, did your art and hobbies become your safe space during those lonely years?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I A lot of my art comes from darker times, like, during my life, as bad as it sounds, I don't seem to make nearly as much when I'm just, like, chucking along or doing, like, busy doing whatever, it tends to be lower points where I start making a lot more because it kinda instead of having to, like, say what's going on, because I'm a little bit insane, a little crazy, so it kinda freaks people out a little bit. It's stuff that I'm used to and I've been feeling and dealing with since I was, like, 5, 6 years old, but to other people, it's really heavy and it's a lot, and nobody wants to hear all that, like, just in, like, a, "Hey, yeah, this is how I'm doing today," and so instead, I can put that into, like, a weird, creepy doll or, like, a scary, sad painting or something that other people might not be so quick to be like, uh-oh, but instead they're like, "Oh, look at that." And for me, I can get those feelings out, and it works for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, I saw some of your art and I really love that. It's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, looking back, do you think the traditional education system fails to support creative kids like you who want to do something different?
I definitely, especially where I live in Oklahoma, yes. We are, like, towards the lowest, if not the lowest in the education system in, the USA, and they aren't really doing much to fix that whatsoever, especially not for any kind of creative or anything like that. If they care about anything, it's like football, stuff like that, like, I knew families who would hold their kids back in high school so that they could play high school football for as long as possible, like, stuff like that, but if a kid was drawing in class, it was like, "Oh, no, the devil," like, and so it was kinda definitely I feel like they definitely could support those kids a lot better, and I had a few teachers who absolutely did, and they were saving
Wow,
graces through all of that, for sure.
cool. And I agree with that. Same here in Pakistan, same here in my country.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this in most places, people don't want they want people to be workers, not thinkers.
Yeah, I agree with that. And tell me about that moment, like on your 18th birthday, you tattooed on your hands.
Yes,
So you could never back out from this career. And I think it's a very brave decision, and I love that courage. Where did that self-belief came from, and how you were feeling at that time?
definitely, my parents. A lot of it is my dad. My dad is kinda that has the same, like, I don't know the best word for it, maybe delusion, of, like, just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it, like whatever. I'm not like failure is not. I wasn't afraid of failing. I was like, I know I'm gonna do this. So, and then I got those ones done at like 11 in the morning on my 18th
Wow.
birthday, and my mom was so like she was like, "You shouldn't do that for the first time." I was like, "It's not gonna matter. Like, it's not gonna matter. Like, it's gonna be great for my career. It's gonna be awesome." And within, like, a few months, I had a job at a piercing shop, and I was like, "See, I told you." And then I tattooed my chest, and they freaked out.
That is a great example of belief on yourself.
Definitely, because I was like, you know
Yeah,
if you think you're gonna fail, that's when you're gonna fail, And you have to fail to succeed. You just have to keep believing that, like, it's gonna work out when it's supposed to. I just had this gut feeling, like, I know it's gonna happen.
yes. I really love that.
Thank you.
And I see like you do all your own. You said you do graphic designing, you do artwork, you do photography, you make your own music, you do piercing. How do you balance all this and being a business owner at just 21?
It's, it's a lot. It's a lot, and, honestly, more often than not, it comes with spending most of my time by myself and, working instead of being out partying. I kinda just chill at my house. I live alone, and, I have it all decorated all cute, so it's like a fun little dreamscape for me, and I very much so thrive on my own a lot of the time. I have really bad, like, social anxiety, and so I get overwhelmed really fast, and I love to be myself and weird and just me without having to, like, tone it down for other people, and so I can have so much fun by myself forever, and it won't matter, and so I just kinda work on the shop right now, which is about to be open hopefully within a week or 2. We just passed our final inspection today, and we are just waiting on, like,
Congratulations.
permit. Thank you. We are finally almost there, and, then when I'm off work or in between customers at work, I just kinda do things to fill my time and whatever.
Wow, that is so cool. So Dharma, as you know, like I'm from Pakistan and here body modification is mostly limited to ear and nose piercing.
Yeah.
So for my audience, how do you explain what body modification truly is?
So it is actually, like it's very deeply rooted in, like, old cultural, like, practices and everything from, like, old voodoo practices to old, like, Aztec practices, everything like that, all kinds of old tribal practices for all kinds of places all over the world, like, there's no definitive, like, this day, like, it was always something that's been around forever, and so it being, like, modernized now, has kinda been, honestly, a lot more recent of a thing than people realize, especially in Oklahoma. It's only been legal for maybe as long as I've been alive, if not a little less. Like, I think maybe 2004, 2006, tattoos were legalized here, and, so, like, it's not been a modernized thing for so long, but it's always been around. You've always seen it, and it's always been somewhere or another. Now I definitely think it's getting a lot more popular because alternative culture is starting to catch on, and people see it all over online, and it's a lot more easily accessible now, I suppose, and you can usually find somewhere to go do it no matter where you are, at least here. And so just kind of rooted in these deeper things that are kind of what I do with, like, my plate piercings, like the bigger, like, back pieces and the throat piece, which is, like, more of a kinda spiritual kinda session or, like, just a something for whoever it may be, and then the day-to-day piercings, which are just more so like aesthetically pleasing for people and makes people happy and giggly, and it makes you feel good about yourself and stuff. So I love both of those for sure.
I really love that. How did you explain what actually body modification is? So looking back, I see some of body piercing in social media, and it looks very easy and glamorous. And there are many myths about body piercing. So, what is the biggest myth about body piercing that's when you hear it that's make you angry?
I think probably just to like I don't think a lot of people take it so seriously. I hear like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're just a piercer" a lot, or like, "Are you just a piercer?" Because they expect me to do tattoos as well. And so I put in the exact same apprenticeship time, paperwork, hours, everything as the tattoo apprenticing year. I would have to do that double to do it otherwise. Um, and I don't exactly know that I want to tattoo really. I love to draw in my style, which isn't exactly tattoo like friendly, I suppose. But like just kind of getting a lot of the like, "Oh, so you just do piercings?" And if I say I'm a piercer, then people are like, "Oh, well, I want this tattoo." And it's like, "Well, I don't do tattoos."
Yeah, to have another person who do tattoos like your colleague, Mercy Murder, right?
Yes, she is my best friend. Love her so much.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
She is
So,
incredible.
and you also mentioned that Dharma, mental health is a big part of your life. And so, do you feel that creating art or doing piercing help you find peace and focus when things get difficult?
Definitely, I think so, yeah. It kinda gives me something to reroute onto and, like, kinda focus into instead of just, like, spiraling out all the time. Tend to do that often. I deal with all kinds of stuff, and all kinds of stuff has dealt with me for sure, and so it's rough day to day sometimes, but I am working on it every day, always trying to be a better person, be better for myself, find a way to be happy in life and enjoy everything as much as I can because I know that it's hard to do that sometimes. And there is so much
Yeah,
beauty in and I think I find a lot of that in my artwork and my piercing and everything like that. And seeing people react to those things and seeing it like brighten somebody up or like when I give somebody a piercing and they're so happy about it and like so excited and just happy to look at themselves for so long and everything. I love to see that. I love seeing people appreciate art and love themselves and all of that. So I think it's very helpful for me to see that so often in that environment.
cool. Amazing. And you are opening a all-female body modification shop. Why is
Yeah.
it important for you to create a space specifically for women, and why do you think women will feel more comfortable in all female environment?
Um, I think for me, it's important to have a space like that. Not even just for women. I think it's important for everyone. Because everyone is welcome to come in. But for me, I just I think it's important for the workers sometimes to just have a space to exist without having to be like the little shop pet all the time or like somebody just like someone always thinking that they can bark at you or talk to you a certain kind of way because you're a young girl or something like that and not taking you seriously or trying to talk down on you or bully you or like I've had a lot of problems with grown men being very jealous of me around here and like bullying me because of it. I've had so many rumors spread about me. My old job was not the best. It was a very humiliating situation. And so I think it's just so much better for me to create this safer space where I don't have to worry about, well, what have you done? And what are you going to do? And how are you going to be speaking to me? And not having to tiptoe around the fact that, like, I'm just a human too, but to these people, I'm not always. And so I just want to make art and be cool and do fun things and tell people the things that I learn. And when I'm in certain environments, it can be a lot harder to do that because people don't want to hear you. They just kind of want to look at you, you know?
Yeah, just just let them where they are and do not listen
Exactly.
to their.
Exactly.
When you finish a piercing and the customer looks in the mirror and smile, what does that give you? Like, what motivates you to keep going every day?
I definitely think that specific moment is so important to me because I started getting a lot of piercings because I have always had a lot of like body image issues and like just kind of self-esteem issues. And I don't think so highly of my appearance all the time and haven't really ever. And exploring different styles and body modifications and tattoos and piercings and everything has kind of helped me become this person that I used to see in my head as a little weirdo kid, you know, and like I was like, well, it doesn't matter that I'm weird right now. One day I'm gonna be this person. And now I can be like, well, now I am this person, you know, and like it's so cool to just like to me it's almost like a video game, you know, like when you customize your character, it's so much fun. Like you can do anything. And I love that. And so it's kinda super important to me to see people's journey, like, growing into the person that they dream of being, you know, and being happy with who they are, and even if it's just something tiny, like a little gemstone on your nose, and it can mean the world and make somebody so much happier with their face or something like that, and I love that, and I want everyone to think they're beautiful and love themselves, and I wish it was that easy, and so if I can do my part just a little bit to help that move along for anyone, it's very important to me.
That is so cool. That is so amazing. And Dharma, if someone wants to become a body piercer today, so what is your one advice for them, and what is the first step they should take?
Um, Definitely do so much research, especially it depends where you live. If you're in the USA, it's state to state. Everything is different for that. But the most important thing I will say, do not jump into anything just because it's your only option. It's never your only option. There's always places you can move and find someone that is going to teach you so much better and treat you so much better, and it's going to be so much more supportive. It is genuinely mentally destroying to go through like a bad apprenticeship for X amount of years, depending on where you live. And it could just absolutely tear you apart as a person, no matter how strong you think you are and how much you're like, nah, I got it. By the end of it, you are like a shell of a human being for sure. And it's hard to pick that back up and move forward, especially when you've been there for so long and that's all you really know. And it's like, well, where do I go? You know? And so just definitely find an environment that you feel 100% comfortable and safe and supported in, and do not skimp on that. It's not worth it.
That is such a great advice, Dharma. So Dharma, thank you so much for your time. And before we go, where if someone wants to do a piercing from Dharma, where they can follow you, where they can contact you.
Yes. I have two different social medias you can find me on for my piercings and everything. It'll be Dharma the Piercer, or there is the Pincushion. It's X the Pincushion X on Instagram, or they're both on Facebook as well.
All right. So that's great. I will make sure to put those link in the description for everyone. And Karma, I have to say, this is one of the most interesting conversation I ever had.
Thank
And so I'm sure your new all-female shop in Lawton is going to be a massive success.
thank you so much. I really hope so. That's my dream, just to
Mhm.
make it work, make it happen.
Thank Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed this podcast and as much as I did, and I hope Dharma enjoyed a lot too.
I definitely
So
did.
thank. Uh, so we will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye for now.